everybody, welcome back. I'm going to be sticking with my monthly empties this year. I think I've done monthly empties videos since I started my channel and it's still one of my favourite videos to film, and I hope it's still interesting for people to watch as well. So I talk about all of the beauty items that I finished off in the previous month, whether I would repurchase them or not, and just my general thoughts about them. So today is my December's empties. And I have finished off 19 items. That is a pretty decent number of empties for me. I tend to average around sort of like 12 empties. So anything over that, I'm always really happy about. And 19, I've got them here next to me as well. I've got a split between some perfume, some hair, some skincare, body care, bit of makeup as well. So pretty decent all-round items to talk about today in terms of the categories. I will start off with makeup. Firstly is a product that I don't have to hand, and I wasn't sure whether to include this on my empties list or not, because technically I didn't finish it off until completion. So when I've spoken about my makeup empties in previous couple of videos, if I'm not counting this one as an empty, I finished off 44 pieces of makeup in 2024, but if I am including it as an empty, it's 45. So I don't really know what to do about this one, to be honest. It is my Merit Carbo lipstick, which is a red lipstick. I went to use it one day, it was very, very loose, and then it did end up falling out of the bullet itself, and it nearly fell down the sink plug hole because I was doing it over the bathroom sink with the mirror. So I didn't technically use up all of the lipstick, but I used it up until I could no longer use any more. Take from that what you will. I'm not too sure how to classify this one, but anyway, my thoughts on this lipstick: it is a lovely warm toned red lipstick, and I much prefer warm toned reds on me compared to blue cool toned reds. The formula of these Merit lipsticks are really quite lovely because they're quite easy to build up. If you just go in with one layer, you get a nice light amount of pigment. You do get more pigment with the red compared to the other shades though, with just one swipe of application. So you can build up the colour quite nicely. It is quite a comfortable lipstick as well. It does have a decent amount of hydration to it, but it has decent staying power as well. But it never feels really like dry like a matte lipstick would do. So it's a very comfortable lipstick to wear. Really easy to apply. It's not messy like some reds can be. Some reds can be really quite messy and tricky and just really time consuming to apply, but this one not at all. So I did really like that one. I have bought, or I have had, another red lipstick come into my collection, but it isn't that one because I just want to try a different warm toned red and see what I think about that. I will be doing a full face of new makeup in my collection because I've had both Christmas and birthday, and I have had some new pieces of makeup into my collection. So I will do another video where I put on a full face of new makeup. So that's the lipstick. The second makeup item that I finished off in December was my Vive concealer. This is the Modern Radiance concealer in the shade Light 3. I took out the stopper from this a good few months ago, and since doing that I've been scraping out every last bit of product in here. This has been my only concealer in 2024, so I'm pleased that I finished this one off because it has also gone out of date. Not by much, but I don't like really to keep hold of products that are out of date, especially liquids, and especially products that are, say, around the eyes or complexion products, which doesn't actually leave much. But anyway, this is a really nice concealer. It's quite creamy, feels a little bit like a mousse when you blend it out, even though it is a liquid concealer. I must say, I did find it tricky to know what shade to go for because I'm pretty sure on the Vive website you can type in what your foundation shade is, but depending on what you put in, because I don't think you can put in multiples, depending on which one you put in, you get a different result. So I just looked up the descriptions of the shades instead and went for Light 3, and it's a really decent match for me. Really liked this concealer. I would buy it again, but there are lots of concealers that I want to try, so I will not be repurchasing this anytime soon, but I would recommend it. And then the other makeup item that I finished off in December 24 was the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is my go-to setting spray. I think I finished off 3 of these in 2024. It's for me just a really reliable setting spray. I like the spray, it's fairly fine. It's not a mist though, it is a spray. I like that this does help to kind of set my makeup, leaves it looking pretty decent depending on how I've applied it for the rest of the day. And like I say, it's just really reliable. I know that this is going to work. I have tried a few other setting sprays but I tend to come back to this one. However, I have bought a different one. I've bought a Revolution one, which is meant to be a dupe of this, I think. So we'll see how that one goes, but I love this one, would recommend and would repurchase. I then finished off 4 of these 1ml perfume samples. I bought these after watching a video on TikTok about somebody who is really into perfume, and she recommended these perfumes as really long lasting perfumes that you can smell on yourself for the rest of the day, because I find it quite disappointing when I put on a really nice smelling perfume in the morning and then I can't smell it for the rest of the day. So I thought, let's try the 1ml, nearly said milliliter samples of these and see what I think. My camera just died, so hopefully we're pretty similar in terms of setup. So firstly, the Maison Crivelli Hibiscus Mohajad perfume. This one has got notes of, obviously, hibiscus, damask rose, vanilla. Rose and vanilla are scents that I love in perfume, so that was totally up my street. Cassis, leather, peppermint, muskmallow and cinnamon. This was a really lovely smelling perfume, and I think out of all 4 this was probably the one that I smelt the most on me throughout the day. All 4 I did, all 4 I was able to smell on me throughout the day, so I really enjoyed that. But I think this one is the strongest. This one you need less sprays of, so in terms of, I guess, cost per mil or cost per wear, this one is probably going to last you the longest out of all 4. This, I really like the scent. Like I say, it's got rose, it's got vanilla. These are scents that I really enjoy in a perfume, so I would buy this one. I don't love it like other ones, so I've had a couple of perfumes for Christmas. I've had Burberry Goddess and Chanel Gabrielle, and I prefer those over this one. Actually, I prefer both of those over all 4 of the ones that I'm going to talk about now. But that's the first one. I then got a sample of the very famous Baccarat Rouge perfume, because I've heard so many people talk about how this is the best perfume, it's their signature scent, and so I wanted to try it without spending a lot of money on the full size bottle, because it isn't a cheap perfume, and I don't think any of these 4 are cheap perfumes actually. So the top notes, you've got saffron and jasmine. I really like jasmine. Middle notes are amberwood, ambergris and hedione. I quite like amber in my perfumes as well. Base notes, you've got oak moss, ambroxan, sugar, cedar and fir resin. And I have to be honest, I was disappointed in this. Now, it does smell nice, it does smell really nice. It's a little bit more, I suppose, mature than the hibiscus one. But I think where this one was so hyped up, I think sometimes when that happens, the only way that you can feel is to be a little bit kind of let down by it. I think if this wasn't quite so hyped up, then I might like it a little bit more, but I was just expecting it to be amazing. And like I just said about the hibiscus one, my 2 new perfumes I prefer over this, so I wouldn't buy the full size version of this. So I'm glad that I have tried the 1ml and I can say it's nice, but it's not for me. I actually preferred Grand Soir, both by the same brand. The top notes for this one are Spanish labdanum, orange, middle notes of lavender and cyan benzoin, and then base notes of amber, vanilla, tonka bean, musk, love those scents, and cedar. So I think where this has base scents in notes that I really like compared to possibly the top notes of notes that I still really like, base notes are what is going to linger for longer. That is what you're going to end up smelling towards the end of the day. So that's probably why I did prefer this one. This one I still don't think I would buy the full size version of though. It is nice. Yeah, like with the Baccarat Rouge, it is quite a sophisticated, more mature, possibly more of an evening scent type of perfume if you are going to wear perfumes for specific occasions. Myself, I just wear perfume day in, day out. I don't really leave perfumes for special occasions. So out of the 2, I would buy Grand Soir ahead of Baccarat Rouge, but I still don't think I would buy either. And then the last one, this one's a little bit fruitier. Actually, this is probably the fruitiest out of all 4. This is Rosendo Matao number 8. This one has top notes of pineapple, apple, pear and citruses. That's why it smells so fruity initially. Middle notes of cinnamon, iris, amber, Bulgarian rose and patchouli. And then base notes of vanilla, cedar, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, guaiac wood and vetiver. So again, some notes in there that I really like, rose, amber, vanilla. And I think this one is probably my second favourite. I think the hibiscus one is my top. This one is my second, Grand Soir and then Baccarat Rouge. And actually, even though, I'm really going to contradict myself here, even though this is my second favourite, I think I would buy this one above all 4. The hibiscus one is lovely, but it is quite strong, it is quite overpowering, whereas this one, I feel like you could dial this one down a little bit. This one is probably easier to get away with wearing less, if that makes sense. And where it's quite fruity, I don't tend to go for fruity perfumes. I tend to go for those vanillas, musks, ambers, those kind of more, I guess, luxurious, comforting, like woody scents, rather than something so fruity and citrusy. So this could be quite different in my collection. So I would buy this one, I think. Okay, let's move on to body products now. This one has been in my collection for about 2 to 3 years. This is the Tan Luxe The Gradual Radiance Tanning Lotion. It's a big 1 litre pump bottle. This is definitely the best tanning body lotion that I have tried. I don't fake tan. However, there are times where I do just want a little bit more colour to my skin, and instead of going for a fake tan product like an instant tan or an overnight tan, I prefer to go more towards tanning body lotions because I feel like it just looks more natural, it's so much easier to control, and this is a lovely tanning body lotion. It's so natural looking, it never looks like fake tan, it just looks like you've just got a little bit of colour. Yes, you can build it up to looking more like a tan, but I don't really tend to. I tend to alternate my use of this. So I use this one day, use a normal body lotion the next day, then this, then the normal body lotion, because I feel like I can really kind of control how tanned I get. The tan on this though is very natural looking. It's never orange or brown or patchy. It's just really natural looking. I've said that a few times, but it genuinely is. And then also when it fades gradually and naturally as well. You never get any patches, you never get any like flakiness of the tan. I find as well round sort of like the bra area where you've got that kind of consistent, not so much chafing, but you know, that contact, that tight contact with your skin. With other tanning lotions and fake tans, I find that it kind of like rubs away along the straps and underneath the, I suppose, your boobs, but I don't get that at all with this. This just fades so naturally. I don't ever have to, you know, look at my body and go, oh god, it's really flaking off, it's really patchy, I look like a tiger with these orange stripes, I need to go and exfoliate in the shower. I never have to do that with this. This also doesn't smell of fake tan as well. It doesn't smell of biscuits, it doesn't have that obvious scent to it, and it's just really easy to use. I don't ever have to sort of overcomplicate this. I wash my hands afterwards after using this, and that's kind of all I need to do. I can get dressed straight away as well, and I don't have to worry about it transferring to my clothes. So despite this hanging around for 2-3 years, it is a lovely, lovely product. I would highly recommend, and I would repurchase, but I don't think I would buy the 1 litre bottle like this, because this is the type of product that I'm very inconsistent with. I will use it for a few weeks and then not touch it for a couple of months. So where it is a big bottle, it does tend to hang around for quite some time, but I did still really like it. Okay, let's do hair care products now. Firstly is one of the products that I bought in my big hair care haul that I did recently. This is a dry shampoo. This is by the brand Archive. This is the Reset dry shampoo, and I bought this because this girl does hair on TikTok, raves about Archive, and she does really good videos about buying decent hair care products from the high street, places like Boots, Superdrug, and you don't have to spend lots of money to get decent hair care products. And she loves this dry shampoo. This dry shampoo I did really enjoy. Now I wouldn't repurchase it, and I will explain why. What I liked about this though, it's very, very lightweight. So that means that you can use lots of it. It's never going to build up, it's never going to have that kind of sticky, tacky feeling like you do need to go and wash your hair. So very lightweight, very easy to build up, and no obvious signs that you have dry shampoo in your hair. And afterwards it makes your hair kind of feel quite kind of like lightweight, quite kind of airy as well. It never feels like weighed down with product. The reason I wouldn't repurchase this though is because it is not as durable, it's not as intensive as the Clarins dry shampoos. Now I get quite greasy hair quite quickly, so I need to wash my hair every other day. So I washed my hair yesterday and I will need to wash my hair tomorrow. So on the day after washing my hair, this product will be fine. I can use this and feel refreshed. I feel like my hair just looks a little bit better. It's a bit more kind of less greasy looking, I suppose. But on hair wash days, and I tend to wash my hair of an evening, this will not be enough for me. I will need to use a lot more of this, and then I feel like it's not giving me the right amount of cleansing that my hair needs. So the day after that I've shampooed my hair, this is absolutely fine, got no problems with this at all. But on the day of washing my hair, I do need something more intensive, and that's why I prefer, wherever it is, my Clarine dry shampoo up there somewhere. That one does a better job, and also that one gives me more volume in my hair, whereas this one doesn't. This does leave my hair looking quite flat, and I know my hair looks flat on a daily basis anyway, but it makes it look even more flat. So I would recommend this to those people who don't particularly get greasy, oily roots. If you do, this one will probably not be as intensive for you on those hair wash days. I finished off a shampoo. This is by Aveeno. This is a detox type of shampoo. This is the apple cider vinegar blend, and this is also a product that This Girl Does Hair recommends as well. I really love the Way Detox shampoo, but it's quite pricey. And I would use this one as an alternative. I felt like this was a really good clarifying, detoxifying, that is a word, shampoo, but without being really stripping, really drying, or making my hair feel like squeaky clean to the point where it's kind of verging on being a little bit oily. This one does a really good job of cleansing my hair, and you can double shampoo with this as well. It's not too intensive where you can only just use it as one shampoo. Smells really nicely as well. It does have a slightly kind of like apple sort of scent to it, and it's a 300ml bottle, so I felt like this one lasted me for a decent amount of time as well. I do find these lids a little bit difficult actually. I think I spoke about this in a previous video. I find them a little bit difficult to really open, and not that I want to, but like I have to get my nails underneath it, and then I'm worried that my nails are going to chip. And my boyfriend did use, not sure if it was this one or another Aveeno product that I had in the shower at the time, and he commented on how difficult it was to open the bottles. So I'm not sure if that's just something that we experience. I'm not sure if that's just us. But anyway, I really liked this product. I would buy this in the future as my detox shampoo. I have two conditioners. Both of these were also in that Haircare haul video. They're both Wonder Water products. So they're both by L'Oreal. Firstly, I finished off the Hydra Hyaluronic Acid range. This is a range from L'Oreal that I really like. I would repurchase the shampoo and conditioner from that range. They're both brilliant products for hair like mine that is sort of fine but gets greasy quite quickly and just needs a little bit of hydration but without weighing it down. And these Wonder Water conditioners were again recommended by This Girl Does Hair as a nice lightweight alternative to a normal conditioner. You can use them alongside your conditioner, but for some people it might just be too heavy. So this one is for dehydrated hair, silicone free, no weigh down, and I feel like this did do a pretty decent job of hydrating my hair actually. It did give my hair a little bit of boost of hydration that I felt like my hair needed. I'm not sure if I would repurchase these again though, just from I guess like a cost per mil point of view. So this bottle is 200 mils, and on the back it's broken down into doses, and each dose is 20 mils. So one dose is recommended if you have fine to medium texture, 2 to 3 doses for thick to curly texture. So if you have thick or curly hair, or if your hair's quite long, you'll be having 2 to 3 doses, and then from this you will only get about 4 uses out of it. Whereas for me, I did the 1 dose and I felt like that was enough, and I got 10 uses out of this. So it's not something for me that I feel like is a good option long term. If I felt like I needed a little bit more boost of hydration, I would buy this again, but it wouldn't be my go-to conditioner just because I would get through it so quickly. But I did like the product. It is a little bit weird in sensation because it's completely liquid, you know, Wonder Water, that's implied. It is completely liquid, completely watery in sort of texture. And how I ended up doing it was I just kind of like held my hair and just squeezed the product on, and then you kind of massage it in, which is a little bit weird to do with a conditioner because usually you just leave it once you've distributed it through your whole hair, and it warms up, and that is kind of a little bit weird at first, but you do get used to it. Very easy to wash out as well because it is that water texture, that water consistency, so I never felt like it was lingering in my hair. And I liked how my hair looked afterwards, but like I say, it doesn't last for very long, so it wouldn't be my go-to conditioner. And then I also used the Dream Lengths version of this, and I bought this one because, not that I have long damaged hair, but I have hair that is long, but gets tangled very quickly, and This Girl Does Hair recommends this range for hair that gets tangled quickly. However, if anything, I noticed that my hair got more tangled after using it. very weird. I don't feel like my hair was as hydrated as the Hydra one, so I wouldn't buy this one again, but I would buy the Hydra, the hyaluronic acid one again, because that one was more hydrating. And final hair care product is one that I spoke about in my end of year, did I use up all the beauty items that I wanted to this year. This is from OGX, it's the coconut oil. This was recommended by Abby Young to put into your lengths and ends before you shower, just to protect your lengths and ends from the stripping process that is shampooing. This one, the first time I used it, I noticed a difference. I felt like my lengths and ends were hydrated, they were soft, they were smooth, they were silky. Very happy with the results, but I haven't noticed any results since that first time, which is quite disappointing. Also, this is quite heavy. Twice when I've used this, I have had to wash my hair again after blow drying it, because as I was blow drying it, I felt like it wasn't just wet, it was oily, and it was oily. This is quite difficult to wash out. Now, there are a couple of other versions of this. I think there's a spray, there's a mist, there's a lightweight version. I think there's about 3 versions of this in total, and this one isn't recommended for fine hair, so that's really the reason why. I'm not sure if I would try the spray though. I might give it a go and see what I think, but I wouldn't repurchase this one because I didn't really see results and it was too heavy for my hair. And then the last products are all skincare products. Firstly, I have 2 by Rhode. These were also in my video where I wanted to use up certain beauty products by the end of the year, so I'm pleased to say that I've used up both of these. I have the Glazing Milk, which is a hydrating milky toner, and then the Glazing Fluid, which is a hydrating thick consistency serum. I really liked the Glazing Milk. This one I noticed a difference. This one I felt did provide some hydration to my skin. Really easy to use. You just unscrew it and then you just tap out however much you need. And I used it morning and evening after washing my face before I went in with serums. And this is a 140ml bottle, and this lasted a decent amount of time. I would repurchase this, however I do think that there are some dupes for it, in particular from Korean brands, that I would be interested to try before repurchasing this, but I did really like it. I can see why it's viral. And then the other one was the Glazing Fluid. This one was, is it 50ml? Yeah, 50ml, so obviously a lot less in terms of product. And it comes with a pump. This one I don't feel provided as much hydration as the milk, so I wouldn't repurchase this one. I think there are arguably better hydrating serums that are cheaper and easier to get hold of than this one is. A product that appears quite regularly on my Empties videos is another Skin+Me Doser. Same ingredients as previous months, tretinoin at 0.012%, niacinamide at 4 and azelaic acid at 4 as well. This is my last doser from Skin+Me that I'm going to have for some time. I'm going to take a little break from using this, and then I am going to be moving over to Adapalane from, what's the other place? Dermatica. I am going to give that one a go and see how that goes. I want to kind of hone in a little bit more on my skincare this year, and it seems like making that switch at the moment for my skin is the right decision. But I have enjoyed Skin+Me. I don't particularly like the packaging though. I'm not keen on the sort of metallicness to it. This constantly falls over on my dressing table as well, and I'm not so keen on the twist, whereas I think Dermatica come with a pump. But I like that you can get exact ingredients that your skin needs. Another regular product in my Empties is my favourite SPF. This is the Madagascar Centella Hyaluronic Water Fit Sun Serum SPF 50. Such a long title. It's a beautiful SPF. It's a pump. I do about 4 pumps of this, and that's enough for my face and my neck. It's very lightweight, very moisturising, but without feeling heavy. It's quite a lightweight but moisturising SPF. It just feels like a moisturiser on top. It's not heavy or sticky or really thick like a normal SPF is. It just feels like you're putting on another layer of moisturiser. I can take it around my eyes as well and I don't get any issues. Makeup goes on over the top of this really nicely as well. It's just a brilliant SPF. This will continue to feature in my Empties videos. Another regular is my oil cleanser, Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Moisture Deep Cleansing Oil, unscented, a 150ml pump bottle. I love this. This is so effective at removing my makeup, at removing my SPF at the end of the day. I can take it around my eyes as well, but I did have a comment on a previous video. Somebody said that they couldn't do that with their eyes, so just kind of play it by ear. Always be careful with products that you take over your eyes, but this is effective for me in removing eye makeup as well. removes all traces of makeup but doesn't leave my face feeling really stripped afterwards or really dehydrated. I can go in with my second cleanser and not feel like I've over cleansed. Again, just a really brilliant product. I do thoroughly enjoy using this. Penultimate product is a moisturiser. This is the Purito Wonder Relief Centella Cream Unscented. This I've cut open and scraped out all the product. This is a great barrier repairing but a barrier supporting moisturiser as well, because it's fairly plain, it's fairly simple, there's not a lot to it, but what is in here needs to be in here because it's so effective at protecting your skin's barrier. This is soothing as well, it's unscented, so it's great for sensitive skin. It's good for redness and calming irritation as well, so if your skin is inflamed or is angry, this would be a good option to go for. But if you just want a product that is good for barrier protection, supporting your barrier in general, this would be a good option still. This is the second tube of this I've tried. I've not tried it for about a year or two, and I do really like it. A lovely texture, fairly kind of like lightweight, so you can spend a little bit of time moisturising it in, massaging it in if you want to spend time doing that, but if you just want to slap it on and go, you can do that as well. And I just really enjoyed using this and I would buy this again. And then last product is a skincare product, but I didn't use it as skincare. This is the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser for normal to dry sensitive skin, and it's a litre bottle with a pump. This I didn't use as a face cleanser. I don't particularly like Cetaphil for face cleansers, or CeraVe really, but this is recommended by dermatologists for a hand soap. I get eczema on my hands, and so I use this as my hand soap. It's difficult to know whether this was particularly good for my hands or not, because whilst using this, and it's a litre bottle so it stuck around for a while, I did have moments where my hands were absolutely fine, and then I did have moments where my hands flared up and were really angry. So I'm not sure whether it was this or something else, or whether it's just the process of washing my hands too frequently as well. Really difficult to tell. However, since using this up, I've bought Dermal 500. Haven't had any problems since using that, so I think I will stop using this, won't buy this again, and just stick with Dermal, because that seems to be a lot better for my hands at the moment. I don't have any flare-ups. I do sometimes get a little bit of like irritation there, and that is actually dry, so I need to moisturise. But yeah, can't really say for certain whether this caused the flare-ups or not, but I wouldn't repurchase. Those were my final beauty empties of 2024. That seems like a long video. I'm at like 27 minutes here, so thank you very much if you made it to the end of this video. If you've tried any of the products that I've spoken about, or if you have any suggestions for other products that you think I might like, please do let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for my next one. Bye.